Alright, so Anna Hunka, she's one of the friends I was unable to go rescue because of what happened to Natalie and what the police did. When somebody goes in to make a police report, the police, number one, should not be allowed to turn off their body cams. Somebody needed to go in with me, somebody who understands sensory processing issues. It's not that I don't know what's going on, it's that there's too much going on at once. The police knew exactly what they were doing, though. They made sure that they made it so that I had even more stuff that I needed to process, more bullshit, less time to do the things that I needed to do, less money. Anna's dead. Those of you who saw that picture of that young woman's wrist that I sent out, that's Anna's wrist. Her boyfriend did that. His name is Trevor. I could have helped her. There are other people I was able to help, though. Like Todd, his girlfriend, Chloe. That was a real fucked up situation, and she was being physically and mentally and verbally abused. There wasn't anything I could do about it because I'm considered mentally ill. The cops are more likely to assault the fuck out of me than they are to take my report. And that's the thing. That's the reason that I have been going out of my way for so long to try to get someone else to take a look at it. Someone who isn't labeled with the term mentally ill so that they can refuse to take a look at your evidence. I literally had to threaten the people who threatened my life and threatened my friends' lives and threatened my family's lives. But then the Bollingers went and played like I threatened their lives. They were allowed to go to court without me because I didn't have the money for a fucking attorney. They won because I was prevented from going to court. The police and the Bollingers set this up. They did everything possible to prevent me from having an honest day in court. Those officers got off on assaulting me. The officers in Natalie's case, they told me if I needed anything to call them. I did. They gave me excuses. Now they won't return their calls. These officers don't need to have jobs. So, Miss Peaches was friends with Chloe's sister. So I did what it is that I do. What I did for years. I got people safe. I called Miss Peaches, let her know what was going on. Miss Peaches got a hold of Chloe's sister, and Chloe's sister came and rescued Chloe. That's called working together. I used to have a whole network of people that I could go to. Todd was actually one of them. People that I would go to when people were in an unsafe situation and needed a safe place to go. My friend Rihanna, her husband doesn't beat her up. He doesn't scream at her at the top of his lungs. He just treats her like shit, or he gets real quiet and slams doors and shit. He hates me. He doesn't know anything about me, but he hates me. He hates all of Rihanna's friends. Rihanna's not a bad person. She's a hero. She turned in a predator. He went to prison and died. I used to work for the man. When I left my mother's house at 16 years old, you know what it was over? It was over that man. My mom went and did some cocaine with him. See, I had some money for a vehicle. And my older brother, Eric Schwartz, and this guy, Doug Cowden, they assured me that we were going to Colorado to get a Ford Mustang. I always wanted a Ford Mustang, you know. It's just a cool car. So we got down there and there was a carpet van. And it pulled up next to us. And Doug got out. And I got in with the dude with the carpet van. And I was wondering what was up. My older brother, though, he assured me that we were there for a car. Doug came back and asked me if I wanted a Fender Stratocaster because the guy had one for sale. It was $200. So I gave him the money for a Fender Stratocaster to go with my Ford Mustang. That sucked. He came back with a box full of garbage, and he reached down into the box full of garbage, pulled out a pound of marijuana and some cocaine. He hadn't paid me for working, and he took all my money for a vehicle and spent it on cocaine and marijuana. And I know where that marijuana went, and I know where that cocaine went. That cocaine went up his nose, up my older brother's nose, and up my mother's nose. See, I was pretty pissed off about Doug Cowden not paying me up. So I talked to my mom about it. She said she'd go take care of it. She came back. Her shirt was all buttoned up crooked. Her hair was all fucked up. She was all fucked up. I was pissed. She kicked me out of the house, called the cops, said I was a runaway. Said I ran away because I didn't want to wash the dishes. So I went to Pine Ridge Job Corps Center. It was either that or get locked up in a home. But I'm not black, and I'm not a woman, so I can't be a victim, right?